Here we go. So we are on live now. Hello, everyone. I think anyway they will join us very soon. So just to let you know about me, like this is Avijit here. I'm from JERC International Education Consultants. We are based in Sweden. Today I have two special guests with us. One is Istik, another one is Kulani. So Istik, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Stig Pertu, and I work with the admissions and recruitment here at Halmstad since many years back, and long-time partner of JRK International. We've been working with Avijit for several years, and we are here today to present Halmstad University and the programs that we have to offer.
That's great. Then Kulani, could you introduce yourself a bit, please?
Yes.
Kulani, yes, please.
Kalyani, there are some.
Yeah.
You're breaking
and,
up.
I'm from. I'm working.
Try again. Okay, Kalyani is having some technical issues right now, but
okay,
yes, Kalyani, I mean, she former student now and colleague to mine, working with students before arrival and when they are here and afterwards. So hopefully, if her if it works for her, we will together share our presentation.
No problem. No problem. So Istik, maybe by this time you can talk about the university a little bit, and by that time Kulani will return with us, I think.
Yes. I mean, Halmstad University, we are a public university in the southern parts of Sweden. If you're familiar with the Swedish geography, I mean, we are situated between the cities Gothenburg to the north and Malmö to the south. And the nearest international airport is Copenhagen, the Danish capital. We're on the west coast, a small city compared to most cities in Bangladesh. We are about 100,000 inhabitants, very beautifully located by the sea. So you, apart from your very high quality education, you will also have a very comfortable way of life.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the programs that we will show you, they are of course taught in English. So there is no need to learn any Swedish. And in fact, most Swedish citizens are rather fluent in English. So you can very much live, study and work here without speaking any Swedish at all. What do you say, Avijit?
Yeah,
you've been here for a very long time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, though it's sad, you know, like I'm living here for about 6 years and still I'm not good in Swedish. But on the other hand, it is good thing for international students to know without Swedish they can survive. Even myself, I know barely, I say like 50 to 100 Swedish words, even not I mean sentence, but still I'm surviving. I studied, I'm running my company and everything is going well because actually it is because Swedish people, they're quite good in English. And I think Stig, you know as well, like the people those are speaking in English as a second language, among them Swedish speaks very well in English. So these are the another reasons for us as an international people in Sweden. I mean, we can't speak in Swedish because you people are good in English. So you speak in English, then we are not bound. Like for an example, if you go to France or some other country, they won't speak with you in English. Then you will be bound to speak in their own language.
So it's easy, but again, I mean, if you plan to stay on here, of course you should try to learn some basic.
Exactly.
And also, if you looking for some job afterwards in Sweden, even though you might be working in an international company, it's always very beneficial to know some basic Swedish. And there are some possibilities if you want to learn Swedish.
Yeah, exactly. So as Kulani is not here, if you could a little bit more tell us about little bit programs.
Maybe I should. I can try to share the screen.
Yeah, I think you can.
Let's see if I can share screen. What should I choose?
Share screen.
Share screen. Yeah. Allow.
Then your window.
Select window or screen.
Yeah.
So, but sorry for these
No, no
people.
problem. No problem. I think
Select.
audience joining us anyway. It's okay.
Maybe now. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Uh,
Surely.
So, Kalyani, I can't see if Kalyani is.
No.
When
No.
she's there, she can just let
Yeah.
me know.
Yeah. Exactly. And I can see. I mean, if she's here, no problem.
Yeah. So, Halmstad University, we are an innovative university, and that is something that we try to incorporate in every program. No matter what program you're interested in, innovation is at least a small part of it.
Exactly.
So being creative and being innovative to give the students a top level of student experience, and also to work closely, to collaborate closely with companies and other organizations in the society. That's our vision. And Sweden, Sweden as a country is a very innovative country. Right from, a very, very long time ago, we have been very successful in innovation. And we have big brands like Volvo, IKEA, AstraZeneca, and new companies like Spotify, Skype, and so on. So whenever you sort of compare countries when it comes to innovation, Sweden is always in top of the list. And this is why we, as a university, try to focus very much on this.
Surely.
And this is just some examples of inventions: the safety belt, the Celsius scale, the safety matches, the computer mouse, the zipper. Just imagine a life without a zipper. Tetra Pak that is used for packaging liquids, Skype, and the GPS. So these are just some small examples. And coming to Halmstad as a student, I mean, it's not all about studies. I mean, that's your main focus, but you also have to live here and have a good life.
Exactly.
And we do our best to take care of the students when it comes to the academics, but also to help them in their social life. So the university and the student union works very hard with this. And in fact, it was we were voted as being the Student City of the Year 2019 and 20. So we're very proud of that. And like I said, we're a small city, 100,000 inhabitants, probably compare a couple of blocks in Dhaka.
Yeah.
And but we have the city. We are by the sea, and we have very beautiful surroundings, forests and lakes, and like we said, we try to be entrepreneurial and being close, not only the teachers to the students, but in every aspect. And
Okay.
we're also close to, if you want to enjoy a bigger city for the weekends, or I mean, we have Gothenburg, 1 hour by train to the north, and then Malmö and Copenhagen, 2 hours
Exactly.
to the south. So if you miss the crowds, you can easily go there.
Exactly.
And so this is the map of Sweden and southern parts of Sweden and some parts of Norway and Denmark. So you see Halmstad there between Gothenburg and Malmö, Copenhagen. So if you're a student at Halmstad, you will probably enter through the Copenhagen airport. And then you take the train straight all the way to Halmstad. It
Exactly.
leaves directly from the airport. So, and we are a rather reasonably young university, about 30 years. So the campus is very modern, and it's purpose-built and with bright open spaces where lots of facilities for the students to work out and to work and hang out and also work out in the gym. But it's very nice. So the students tend to hang on here after lectures just to meet each other and study together and so on. And the campus is it's not open 24/7, but like from very early until midnight, so you can use the facilities. And we wanted to create environments that sort of enhance the study motivation and to help you being innovative. So we have digital labs, we have health labs, we have computer labs and electronic labs, various kinds of labs to inspire you and to perform better and in your studies.
Yes.
So this will hopefully result in that you having an education, not just for the immediate time, but for the future. This should be useful for the rest of your life, and not only in Sweden. It's not you will not have a degree for the Swedish job market. Not only this should be useful, and it will be all over the world, because
Exactly.
we are an international country, and our programs, the students are from very different countries, so it has to be relevant in Sweden or in Bangladesh or in the US or wherever you decide to go afterwards. So we have, what we can offer to you is master programs. Fortunately, we don't have bachelor programs, at least not in English. So
exactly,
for you, it could be master programs. So these are the programs. They are within engineering, health and lifestyle, environmental science, and business administration. Just let me see. You got a message from Kalyani here. Sorry.
no problem.
Yeah, she's having technical
I understand.
problems.
No issues.
So one good thing for you to know is when you apply for a master program, and this is not only for Halmstad, this is in Sweden in general. Let's say if you look down here, no, I can't point. We have a master program
here.
Business administration.
Istik, I think Kulani is here. Kulani, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
We can hear you. So, audience, you'll be happy to know that. So, finally, Kulani is here with us. So,
yeah,
please.
So I'll continue here, and then I hand over to you, Kalyani.
Yeah, sure.
So if you look at the business administration, and I know we have many interests for our master program in business from Bangladesh. So it's actually two different master programs, where one is focus on international marketing, and the other is on strategic leadership. Yes. To do this master program, you must have a bachelor within the same field, like business administration, maybe economics, finance. I mean, some sort of relevant to this program. And then if you would like to go for the master program in information technology, then you must have a bachelor in computer science or electronics or something like that. So that is something for you to keep in mind. But I mean, if you are uncertain, you could always, and you should talk to the counselors working at JRK International, yes, because they will let you know what program is suitable for you with your background. So yeah, but there are a few exceptions. We have the one-year master program in Nordic welfare. That is a master program open to any background. You could be from social science background, engineering, or business. All of you can apply for this program.
Yes.
We also have a program called Industrial Management in Innovation. This is for anyone with an engineering or technology background that is interested in the management aspects. I mean, it's not possible to switch for the marketing programs, but you could do the management, industrial management.
Okay.
And then I will also mention the digital service and innovation.
So, just to ask you about this particular program. So, it's mostly teach about like management things, not engineering one. but engineering program, but from management perspective, right?
Yes, Kalyani, would you agree?
Yeah, but this, for example, if there is a student who have a bachelor degree in business administration, they cannot study this program
Understood.
because this program is developed in such a way that only an engineering student can finish the courses.
I mean, they need that kind of knowledge, engineering knowledge,
background,
to
yeah.
study this program.
Mhm.
But
There
of course, sorry to Kolani, interrupt. Like sometimes, like students ask us, like, okay, I studied engineering background, but now I don't want to focus for engineering much. Mostly, I want to focus for management things. So I
Yes.
think for this kind of students, this program will be one of the perfect one.
Perfect. Yes, this is perfect for the students. And also for
Okay.
mechanical engineering, if they are interested in some kind of supply chain management or anything related to product development, project management, then I would say that industrial innovation is a perfect match for those students as well.
Okay.
And then we should also mention the digital service innovation. That is also a program that's open to, could be business engineering. But again, if you have any doubt, talk to the counselors at JRK International.
Surely.
They will guide you. So these are the programs. And yes, Kalyani, I hand over to you now.
Yeah. Should I share my screen for the
Yeah,
presentation?
sure.
Okay, but then I should unshare. But
Yeah,
don't forget this.
I can. I did remove your screen, so Kolani can share. Yeah, please, Kolani, go ahead, please.
But what I need to do something.
No.
No, you don't have to do. I
Okay.
have removed your screen, so from the screen, so it's fine.
So yes, sorry about the technical issues.
No problem. Yeah, here we are now.
And, I'm an international student coordinator here at Halmstad University. I've been living in Sweden from 6 years approximately, and I am from India.
All right.
So,
Glad to know.
yes. So yes, let's start with a short presentation, and then we take some questions. I hope Stig has already covered some of the parts. So maybe if we do it twice, then just bear with us.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
But you go to where I stopped in the presentation.
Yeah.
You go to the program.
Okay. Here?
Yeah, next one. You can start the next one.
Yes, perfect. So collaboration with industries, as Stig has mentioned about some of our master programs with different focuses like industrial management and digital service innovation with the focus on innovation and sustainability. We also have most of our programs covered and collaborated with many industries. So if I have to say, all our programs, at least most of our master programs, have to be finished with a master thesis. So in order for you to get a degree, you need to finish the thesis, and in order for you to finish the thesis, you need to collaborate with companies. This is one of the places where you can actually develop your develop a network with the companies. And apart from that, we also have a real-time projects, real-time product and service management challenges and solutions. So you can be part of it and do a case studies, and then you get in contact with the companies. This is something our programs are famous for.
Okay.
Yes, and some potential collaboration partners are Volvo, Ericsson. If you should be aware of these big companies like H&M, Volvo, Ericsson, HMS, Elico, and AJ Yentinge. These are a mix of companies that we are collaborated with, and these are international companies. But apart from that, we also have collaborations with SMEs within Halmstad city. So there are many other companies, local companies that you can get in contact with and get your projects done, thesis done, and you can gain a lot of real-time experience. Yes, and apart from collaborations with companies and the support that you get from our Halmstad University is becoming an entrepreneur. In any case, if you're interested becoming an entrepreneur, then I think you should start here. We have a student incubator which is called Hi-Fi, and this is an organization that supports students with new business ideas. They support with networking, sponsorships. They will also help you to establish your business here. And there are many companies, many students who became entrepreneurs through our Hi-Fi. If you would like to know more information, of course, you can email us. There are students who started a sustainable company called Eli, and this makes recycling products or cutlery, plates, and things. And this company, this entrepreneur actually got a lot of help from Hi-Fi, including the sponsorships. So they support the students a lot. So this
Okay,
is one of the platform. This is one of the advantage if you're studying here at Halmstad University.
that's great.
Yes. Yes, apart from education, collaborations, what else we have? We have extracurricular activities like student employability and experience program. This is called SEEP program. It is an extracurricular program. If you're admitted to one of our master program, then you will receive an email application process for this program. You, as an international student, you do not have to pay anything extra for this program. It is included in your course package or program package. But you have to apply though, because there are limited seats for this program. And this is like an evening class program where you can build up your networks. You can get in contact. Industrial visits are one of the major part of this program. But this is also a very fun program where you can meet a lot of different students from different countries, get experience, mingle up, create a working culture, understand the business working culture. This is something about it. This is a very special program for international students. And yes, if you're here, I would say take a chance to apply for this program and be part of it. This is more like an evening class program. This is not within your courses. So you definitely have to put more effort into this program. But this is also a fun program. So there are a lot of other extra activities within this program. You will also learn about Swedish culture,
Yes,
how we celebrate Yule or Easter, or Yule Christmas or Easter, or different kind of activities during the year. It's a whole 1 year program. This
But
is
we should just emphasize that you don't apply to this program on university admissions or something like
yes.
that. We will send the invitation to you once you have been admitted for one of the regular programs.
Yes.
okay.
So next, yes, education fun part is if you're aware that the Halmstad City has been awarded as Student City of the Year 2019 and 2020, which means that we
Oh,
have a very good student life here. You can play floorball, you can play badminton, you can play cricket, you can sing in choir. So there are a lot of different activities here. And also our like our student association or start your own based. For example, if you're interested in some special activity, you can of course reach out to our student association or student union. They can organize some things for you. Maybe you are from a different culture and you would like to celebrate some of your festivals, then it's our student union. They can organize something for you. So yes, if this is one of the platform and this is where you enjoy your student life.
that's great.
And yes, talking about student union, we also have trips, explore cultures, traditions. Every year we have trips to Northern Lights in Swedish Lapland, as well as moose safaris, deep forest of Småland, and also there are trips within Halmstad, within Holland region. So, like you can go to a shopping or you can visit the Galberget, the fort that we have, and then there are some visits or some experiences at the beaches, because Halmstad is famous for the beaches. So yes, these are some of our activities at Student Union. So, some reasons to study in Halmstad University. Yes, Halmstad is an innovative university with an entrepreneurial spirit. Close collaboration with industries. It's a family-like atmosphere at campus. You can meet. It's very informal. You can meet. You can email us. It's a very good atmosphere for you to study. And finally, yes, it's the Student City of the Year 2019 and 2020. Oh, yes. We have some webinars every Thursdays. If you would like to join us, you can. Yeah.
That's great, actually. So also like thank you, Kolani and Istik, for your nice presentation. So also would like to, I mean, students always ask us about the scholarship. So if you could say something about the scholarship, that will be great, please.
Sure. Scholarships are approximately between 25% to 50% of the tuition fees. So it means like part of your tuition fees is deducted. It is a tuition fee waiver. It's not a scholarship of whole. And apart from that, if you receive a scholarship from Halmstad University, then of course you have to pay your own living expenses as well. Yeah, but only part of the tuition fees is covered. But there is also a SI scholarship for Bangladeshi students. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. So for Bangladeshi students, there is another opportunity for scholarship, that is SI scholarship. It is a full scholarship with living expenses. So you can apply for SI scholarship, and for which you need to have at least 3,000 hours of experience in leadership.
Working experiences, yes.
Yeah, and this experience could be anything. It can be a volunteership or some kind of initiative that you have done when you're studying, or it can be a paid internship. So yes, you can add all these hours in your leadership experience. So there are.
But for the Halmstad University scholarship, we don't require any working experience.
Yes.
Those will be nominated based upon your GPA.
CGPA, and I think IELTS score.
I mean, yeah, every experience counts. I mean, but the most important is the GPA. But yeah, but if you have a good IELTS score, of course, we will consider that one as well.
Yeah.
Also, like Istik, I have a question in this CGPA matters, actually, because it's often actually like we see the fact that actually some students sometimes they study in very good university, but they have very tight CGPA skills. So based on that, they get low CGPA. But on the other hand, some other universities, they are not very tight about the fact. It's not only from Bangladesh, but it also happens with other countries as well sometimes. So
yeah, I mean,
how do you see these kind of things, actually?
Yeah, I mean, when we look at the GPA, we are very aware of this fact that
universities as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, 3.0 at a high-ranking good university sometimes is usually better than 3.9 from a lesser-ranked university. So we try to consider the status of the university, and we have fairly good knowledge about what are the good universities in Bangladesh, and maybe they're not so good. So yeah, we try to make some consideration. Consider that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is important. This is important. I mean, it is fair for everyone, I guess, right? Because sometimes like low ranking universities students, they get very high CGPA, is easy for them, but good universities sometimes is difficult.
Yeah, and they would not even be qualified for the good ranking universities.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but it's very difficult for us to. But yeah, we do our best to consider that fact.
No, even like if you normally like later on anyway, if you need any suggestions as well from my end, I have very good, I mean, knowledge about Bangladeshi universities. I can suggest you. Okay, these are like top rankings. So I mean,
yeah, sure. Yeah, I will do that. We need this support.
Yeah, so I can help you. And so for university scholarship, basically it is 50%. Am I right?
25 or 50% based on the CGPA.
Okay. So some of them they get 25%, and some of them they get 50%. And also one more thing, I have a question. So some of the universities, they say you have to put our universities in number 1. So how about for Halmstad University in this case, actually? Do you have anything like that?
It's not like it's stated that it has to be number 1. But of course, if we choose between two students that are similar, I mean, of course, we prefer the first one. But
Understand.
you can have us as number 2 or 3. I mean, but yeah. But of course,
I mean,
we will, when we see if you have us as number 1 or number 4, it tells us something how
exactly.
interested you are. So
If
yeah,
it is 4, that means you're not that interested. You
yeah,
just kept it as option.
yeah,
So even you are giving them a scholarship, they might not come or something,
yeah. Yes, that's a problem. Yeah,
So
but yeah,
understand. No, also like as Kolani talked about essay scholarship, I think students who has really good working experiences, they should definitely apply for essay scholarship. I think it's a really good opportunity because at the same time they don't have to pay any single pence. On the other hand, they're getting like really good
Living.
amount of money for their surviving,
Yeah.
and it's very good amount of money, and at the same time it's a prestigious matter as well, and it will give them huge network. It's like
yeah. I mean, not only the financials, but also the network, because
exactly
you would become a member of the SI
global
Global
SI
yeah,
network.
and they have different activities while you are a student, but even after the studies. So the network is very important.
I mean, you are meeting all of meritorious student basically, right? Qualified one, right? I mean, better one, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
the selected one. So this is really good. Last year, like from Bangladesh, I guess like 15 students got a essay scholarship, and one of our students got it, and he is studying in Linnaeus University right now. Yeah, happy to know that. So
But yeah, the competition is extremely
very high,
tough.
very
But
high.
yeah, of course you should try your luck. Of course.
No, exactly. I mean, for SI, I always say that. I mean, it's not only, I mean, how good you are. At the same time, you have to have some luck as well. Bit of luck plus you good things, because I mean, success rate is like 2 to 3%. I mean, for each 100, they get two of the students get SI.
Yeah.
2 to 3.
And
Yeah.
also, it is important that the students who apply for SS scholarship apply in time, or at least before time. It is very important for the SS scholarship.
Yes, they must have to do the things on time. So these are the matters.
And did we mention about the application, the last date?
No. Maybe you can share.
Applications are open now, and the last date for the application is January 15. So make sure you start your application process as early as possible, because it's just 1.5
Half month
months.
late.
And also from Bangladesh, I mean, you got to have your transcripts sent from the university to university admissions. You can't upload them yourself.
Yeah.
And also in most cases, you need a TOEFL or IELTS tests.
Yes.
I don't know, Avijit, are there any exemptions now from this?
No, I mean the IELTS and TOEFL, and also like this is how we say, like students from English, they study in English honors. I mean, it's not like MOI. What students used to say, it's like if someone is studied in English, I mean in English honors. I mean English as a subject.
Yeah.
They did honors in English literature, it will be exempted. And at the same time, if someone like is like MBBS doctor, then they could be exempted actually.
Yeah.
MBBS doctor and only English honors students could be exempted without IELTS.
But if you apply for our programs, you most likely must have the English test.
IELTS.
But
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
if you are uncertain, talk to the counselors at JRK
Yeah,
International.
exactly. So, and how about like accommodation? I mean, do you have accommodation facilities for the international students as well? Please?
Yes. Yes, we do have accommodations, but I have to mention, before talking about the accommodation, I would like to mention that we don't have, or our student union do not offer family accommodations. So what we suggest is, we suggest the students first to arrive in Sweden, in Halmstad, and then arrange a private accommodation for the family, and then invite family members to Sweden. This is our suggestion to them. And when it comes to accommodations, yes, our student union do provide accommodations to the students of Halmstad University, and there are different options that they can choose from. and the approximate prices for the accommodation is between 2,500 or 3,000 Swedish krona to 4,500 Swedish krona. It means 250 euros to 450, 500 euros.
Okay, understandable.
And the student has to apply before their arrival. They have to make sure that they have an accommodation here before they arrive, and they will, if a student is admitted to Halmstad University, they will receive an email from Student Union to apply for the accommodations.
And one thing remarkable always here that they tend to think it's quite expensive, the accommodation, and yes, it probably is, but that's the way it is in Sweden. You will have a very hard time finding anything cheaper. I mean, the accommodation will be the main cost of your stay here in Sweden, probably.
Yes,
but it's very important that you can't just arrive here and then arrange for something. Just go to some hostel or anything, because it's not here. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So use whatever offer you have from the student union, and then while you are here, talk to the students, the old international students, because they, in many cases, they have arranged for their own accommodation privately outside the university, and then you maybe can stay with them. But for the first couple of months, you need to use whatever the union provides you.
Yes.
Exactly, and it's easy,
And maybe the students might think that the accommodation from student union are expensive, but I must say, if someone is applying for private accommodations, they are much more expensive than the student accommodations. So,
and it's not also safe to book from Bangladesh, because there are scammers around. You have to be aware of this. And
Exactly. I mean, universities one is always safe. And at the same time, I mean, in initial stages, you can meet with other students as well when you are staying at student accommodation. But if you staying other accommodation, you might not see other students over there, and also it might not be safe.
Yeah. So if you want something private, arrange for that while you are here, so you can check out the location and meet the landlord and everything. So don't make any transfers from Bangladesh to some unknown.
Yeah, it is always risky. We have a couple of questions here, like
yes.
What are the requirements for master's program? So,
I mean, you need to have a relevant, the bachelor we ask for. Usually the master follow the bachelor, with a few exceptions I mentioned before.
Yes.
There are a few programs that allows a broad range of backgrounds. But if you want to apply for international marketing master, you need a bachelor in business or economics. And when you apply, JRK International will help you. But you need your bachelor's degree, you need your transcripts, you need a copy of your passport and a CV. Exactly. If you have recommendation letters, motivation letters, you can upload them. But for Halmstad University, it's not necessary. But it might be for other universities. You have to check that. But that's really, and then the test in English. That's what you.
I mean, IELTS 6.5. I mean, if you are not exempted, then definitely you need IELTS 6.5. No band less than 5.5.
And I made a mistake. I said you should upload your transcripts. You can't do that. You can do it, but you also need to have them sent from them.
From your university. From their university, they will have to send it.
Yes, and we have a question about digital marketing. Do you have any course in digital marketing? Yes. And we have international marketing, which cover digital marketing concepts within this program. We have a strategic entrepreneurship program with a focus in international marketing, and it does cover digital marketing.
I think it's a really good program.
Yeah. But I guess, Kalyani, we also have the digital service innovation.
Okay.
Yes, but marketing.
It's not more. But it's a matter of what.
Part of,
digitalization or marketing, what's the most important aspect?
Yes.
So digital service innovation, that's for engineering background students. Am I right?
Business also.
Oh, business also they can go for
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Digital service innovation.
Business, informatics, engineer, as a lot of programs.
Yeah, and
Okay.
focus for
Good to
this
know.
digital service innovation is on sustainability and digitalization. So
Okay.
a person who is a student who is applying for digital service innovation, they have to be aware if they would like to study or have a career in sustainability and digitalization as the main focus.
Okay. But do they need very good like engineering background or like computer skills? I mean,
They
like
can apply.
good. Hmm?
They
No,
can apply. It
no,
is
no,
Yeah.
no.
not.
What I'm saying, like, if they are from business background and they are not very good in like computer things, they are not engineer. So can they carry on with the facts or?
They can still apply and study the program, but on my perspective, I would say it would be a little bit difficult to.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to know.
And there is also another question about permanent residency in Sweden. And does Sweden allow students to go there with spouse and children? Yes, you can of course come as a student. You can come to Sweden with spouse and children, but the problem would be an accommodation, like we mentioned before. So we would suggest you to first come here as a student, then find your own accommodation, and then invite your spouse or children. And
And
yes, about permanent residency, yes, there is a possibility to get permanent residency for which you need to work here in Sweden for at least 4 years. Then you
Oh
can
yes.
apply for permanent residency.
I
And
also would like to add, if you have a family, spouse or children accompanying you, yeah, if you come first and the family members later, then gives you time not only to arrange for the accommodation, but also other services like maybe daycare, school, because it is available there for you at it's either free or at a very low cost. But it will take some time for the city council or the authorities to arrange a seat at the school.
yes,
So
so
there are.
when
Yes, Kalyani.
so when you come here, you need to register yourself as well as your family members, your spouse, partner, or children. Then, when they come here, it will be much easier for them to get a place in the school or in daycare.
That's true.
And another thing that when you come here as a student, you are covered. You have access to the Swedish healthcare system. If you are admitted to a 2-year master program, you will have what we call a personal number that allow you just enter the hospital like I would, and show them your card, and then you have the free medical care. If you are admitted to the 1-year master program, you don't have this number, but instead you have an insurance from the university. So you will get the same kind of treatment. So whatever, if it's a 1 or 2-year master program, if something happens, you will have free healthcare.
Okay. That's good.
And once you have graduated, and if you are interested in looking for a career in Sweden, you can apply for what we can call a job-seeking visa.
After
It's,
1 year.
yeah, after 1 year, yeah. After graduation, you can apply for this, and it's for 1 year. And if you manage to secure a position, a job offer, you will have a work permit for as long as the job offer is. And this is rather unique for Sweden. It really doesn't have to be a highly qualified job. I mean, any job,
Yes.
any legitimate job that meets very low criteria when it comes to monthly salary, then you will have this work permit. It could be as a surgeon, or it could be working in a shop. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So the key, I mean, if for those of you who are looking for a life afterwards in Sweden, the key, the key to open the door into Sweden is your degree.
Yes.
Once you have that, you have a good chance of staying on. Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, here I would like to add that if international students they finish their degree, I mean, nice way. I mean, and they really study. I mean, it's not like they just got the degree, but they studied oil. To be honest, I will say they will end up with something better. They don't have to work for just in shop. They will get better jobs.
Yeah. I mean,
even with you today, we have two examples. One is like let's say Kolani, and another one is myself. I started my company, so I'm doing quite well. You can understand that. Kolani, she studied. Right now, she's working at the university. So it has opened the door for both of us.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to international students, those are hearing us today, if you really study oil, you will end up with something better. But I mean, if you just come and just get a degree, but not, I mean, from head, you know what I mean? If you don't study oil, that time maybe you will end up with something else. But and especially for engineering students, Sweden are looking for them.
Yeah. And also, I mean, sometimes we have a problem with students that focus too much on part-time job while they're supposed to study, and with the result that they fail in studies. I mean, then they have lost all the money, because it's a huge investment when it comes to pay the tuition fee and living. So don't waste that money. I mean, focus 100% on the studies while you're supposed to do it. I mean, it will be difficult, and it's a different academic system than from where you're from, and it's a different culture. But if you manage to complete a bachelor's degree in Bangladesh, you will do the same in Sweden.
Yes.
As long as you put the effort and focus on the studies, and then you have a much better chance of staying on afterwards, if that's what we want. Or if you want to continue in another country in Europe, without the degree, you have nothing.
Exactly. I mean, study has it has its value, you know. However you go, if you have your degrees, if you study properly, then you might get definitely good things, to be honest.
But I also say that as a student, you need to have a plan, because at least for 1 year, because imagine you come to Sweden as a student and you don't fulfill your education. How come the migration board or the government can trust you and forward your residence permit for work or for the studies if you do not fulfill the requirement? So I would suggest you to be practical rather than dreaming. It's much more easy and safe to be practical with a practical choice.
Yes.
No, okay. Now we have mentioned that you should not work too much, but yeah, it is allowed, because you have a residence permit for studies with the right to work part.
That's not a problem.
So and if you come as a student and your spouse come with you, the spouse can work also. Am I right, Kalyani or Avijit? Yeah.
Yes.
But there is a question of someone from Shaf, the last one there. The spouse want to work as a teacher in Sweden. It's very difficult. I mean, you have to have the Swedish
language.
Maybe I can
language and the degree. You can't come with a teacher degree from Bangladesh and start working as a teacher in Sweden. It's not possible.
Yeah, I can explain it a little bit better, because sorry.
Better.
Yeah, example. In order for your spouse or someone who would like to have a career in education field, they have to go through different levels in language, Swedish language. First SFE SAS, and there the person who is undergoing the language will also get a training for teaching children. So there is an opportunity, but it will take a lot of time, like 1.5 years approximately, based on your skill and how fast you can study the course.
But the spouse could, instead of working, actually study.
Yes, for free.
For free.
Yeah. No, but I mean, he's saying actually his wife is a main student here.
Okay.
His wife wants to come as a student, so of course, like as Kolani said, I mean, she'll have to come. She'll have to take some extra. She'll have to give some extra effort, and it will take some, but it is possible.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think she will have to learn language in that case, isn't it? She'll have to learn language.
Yes, it is
Yes.
mandatory to learn the
Yeah.
language,
Yeah. Absolutely.
especially for a teacher for kindergarten or the school-going students, the youngsters. It is mandatory to have the language.
Yeah. So
And
does
maybe
Sweden allow is supposed to work there with the full work? Yes. Here also asked like, does Sweden allow a spouse to work there with the full work permit? Yes. As a spouse, you can work full time, no issues. I mean, based on your experiences, what you can do, but I mean, you can work, no problem. That's not a big deal.
But maybe the question is also about if she is a school teacher and want to study on master level in education. There are programs in other universities about masters in education, but I don't think so. Halmstad, we don't have this
Yeah.
education
No.
program.
Actually, and also it will depend like what she has studied before and so many other things. So it's very difficult to answer these questions, to be honest,
Yeah.
over the live session. So in this case, what I will suggest to you, if you are really interested, please send us your documents to JRK International. On the screen you have our email address, you have our WhatsApp number, so send us your documents to us, and then we'll see whether you will be, I mean, your wife will be eligible or not. Then we'll suggest you according to you that actually. I think that will be wiser. So I didn't get this question as an Icelander, how the people of Bangladesh to you. So Stig, it's like question to you anyway. But I didn't get this one.
No, as an Icelander, as coming from the country of Iceland, or
I didn't get this question anyway.
You're an Icelander, by the way.
I didn't know.
well,
Anyway.
but I have been to Bangladesh several times, and I find it very. I mean, it's difficult in one way. The traffic and the noise. The level of noise, if you're any street in Dhaka, is amazing to me. How it can be, but I mean, the food and is very good, and the people are very friendly. So I really enjoy going there, and then of course I always very well taken care of with our representatives there. But yeah, but I've even been to Cox's Bazaar for the beach and everything. So yeah, I like it a lot. But it's crowded, and
it is true.
You have to do something. You have to complete that train from the airport into Dhaka. So working so long, you have to finish it.
Yeah. Hopefully, it will be better. Actually, government is taking some initiatives, so hopefully, it will be better. No problem. Hopefully, in when the Corona situation will be over, we'll make another plan. I mean, maybe Kolani, Stig, you, like all of us, we can go there and we can have some events.
Once.
Okay.
I that it was almost. It was just my imagination. I assumed that Bangladesh and India could be almost the same culture and things, but it's a lot different from India. But maybe from the place that I come from, India. So I had different experiences, but it's good. And I see Bangladesh students here in Sweden are extremely respectful to us. We are very happy with the students here.
That's good. You know, like even Bangladesh, India, like we are neighboring country. We have really good relationships, even in both countries, governments and also people. And almost like even Bangladeshi people, they're very good in Hindi as well. I mean, to speak. Though I'm not, but I mean, most of the people they speak in Hindi as well. Very good. So yeah.
I do understand Bengali, but I don't speak Bengali.
Okay, same like me. Okay, so these are the facts. So anyway, we are almost end of our session today. I know like both of you are having like very tight schedule, so maybe we'll be here for a couple of more minutes. So dear audiences, if you today we have like Stig and Kolani from Halmstad University, they have joined with us. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask.
Yes.
normally we get even more questions, but today maybe it was the reason because today it is Friday and over there it is holiday. So
Yeah.
maybe people are roaming around
Yeah.
rather than focusing on study, actually, purpose.
But I mean, maybe you are better, but in saying this. But my belief is, I mean, we have had students from Bangladesh and India and Pakistan and this part of the world coming to Halmstad for many years, and
Yes.
I mean, Sweden has to be considered being a rather safe country.
Yes.
Country open to different cultures and religions. I mean, you both of you came here from and.
Different
I mean,
countries.
don't you agree that you
Yeah,
don't have to?
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I do agree. I mean, I feel more safer here than any other countries compared to. I mean, it is one of the safest country, and like even myself, I'm living here with my family. I have like about 1 year older daughter, so like we never ever feel like, okay, we are from other country, I mean someone is treating us like that. No, we never ever felt like that, to be honest. And even myself, like I'm not good in Swedish, but still however I'm going, I mean people are collaborating with me, they're speaking with me in English, I mean they're supporting me, so that's really amazing, to be honest. Kolani, you have some comments on that?
No, I see Sweden more as a pleasant country. I come from a very big city from India. So
Mhm.
it's calm, quiet,
It is.
pleasant, and I like it very much.
And
No,
also when it comes to food, I mean, what
Yeah,
you can find what you need here.
everything.
yeah, exactly, we can
Find
get all
everything.
Asian food as well,
Chinese,
I mean.
Asian, Bangladeshi, Colombian, Indian, every I can see, at least in Halmstad I find everything.
Yeah, same thing. I live in Bangkok. We can find almost everything actually here, so it's not matter. And it's also good, like when people are coming from other countries, they should try. I mean, potatoes and like Swedish meatballs as well. And nowadays they're making like meatballs in vegetarian as well, vegetarian,
Yeah,
Yeah.
chicken from everything.
but you can't call them meatballs then. You have to call them vegetables or
Vegetables,
something.
yeah, but I mean at least something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the matters. Anyway, so I think anyway, we are not getting any more questions. So I don't want to keep you long for a while. I know both of you are very busy, and we have to work. So I will say thank you to Stig and Kolani for your time. I mean, you came to us and you have given nice speech to all of our students. Hopefully, it will help them a lot. And of course, this video will be with us in our recording. So students, those will be interested, they can watch these things later on. It will be really helpful for them actually.
Thank
Okay.
So
you so much.
before we leave, like if you have any final comments, Stig, please.
Sure. I mean, first, thank you for taking your time off on Friday to listen to us, and I hope you learned something. If you need more information, contact JRK or us directly, and hopefully we can meet here in Halmstad in August next year.
Yes, thank you for having us here. And if you have any questions, you can always ask us. You're on mute, Avijit. Sorry.
Before we finish, just we had one more questions here. Just I think it will be nice to give her answers. I had admitted for autumn 2020. I need 2021 admit. I mean, Stig, maybe you can take it, please.
So, I mean, I don't know for what, but I mean, if you were
Yeah.
admitted last year, you don't have to send your documents again. It's already in the system. So it's just a matter of you to make another app. You need to make a new application for 2021, and you need to pay the application fee again. But all the documents are there, and if you were qualified last year, I mean, you should be qualified for the same program this year also. But you can
have
say
very good chances. Very
yeah,
good.
you can send your application number to JRK, and they will
Yes.
forward it to me. And I can, if you have applied to Halmstad, I can have a look at it.
We can assist you.
Yeah.
On the screen, you have our email address, WhatsApp number. So through that, you can contact with us, please. Thank you. So we are going back to Kolani, please. Kolani.
No, thank you for having us here. Yes, if you have any questions, you can always ask us or JRK as well. Thank you. Yes.
All right. So Dear audiences, those you have watched today's session. So we had a live session with Halmstad University in Sweden. It is one of the best university in Halmstad and is one of the best places as well, I must say. So if you are really interested to study in Halmstad University, please feel free to contact us. On the screen you have our contact details. So please feel free to access your questions, then we will take it from there. So thank you everyone, wherever you are. Have a great day. And thanks Stig and Kolani to join us today. Thank you so much. I'll catch you up later. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.